So this session will be dedicated to Vrsabhanu Tanaya Mataji, who, how many of you knew her? Many of the devotees. She passed away recently. When was that? 21st of November last year. So she had been practicing Krishna consciousness since the Soviet time. She was one of those who were dodging the KGB and the dangerous times. And she was, in many ways, you could say, very ordinary. She wasn't a sannyasi traveling all over the world preaching. She was a housewife. She served her husband. Her husband was not practicing devotional service much more than taking the prasad that she cooked. But she was very steady, sober, and serious in Krishna consciousness, and was a great inspiration to all the devotees. And she was living in Kazan at the last, for many years. She was in many ways an ideal devotee, and she serves as an example how you really can, in any situation, practice Krishna consciousness very seriously and be an ideal devotee. And being a housewife, even with relatives who are not, immediate family who are not devotees, you can still yourself be fully serious and absorbed devotee. She told me once that her daughter chants 16 rounds of the Mahamantra daily, but she's a complete Mayavadi. I don't know how long she continued chanting 16 rounds. So anyway, Usha Mataji will speak about her, and then anyone else who wants to speak, they're most welcome to do so. I think Usha Mataji is herself also a good inspiration for many of the younger devotees. Although a very different personality. So how are we going to arrange this? Mataji needs a mic. That means where she'll come and sit here, and you can. So, and then you can translate for me. Okay. Yeah, as Sudevi Mataji said, that I can be very proud to have such a disciple. And not just proud, but thankful to Krishna and Srila Prabhupada for sending such great personalities to help to uplift me. Usha Mataji mentioned the Hare Krishna Devi Dasi, or Hare Krishna Dasi, then Maheshwari, Vrsabhanu Tanaya, they're all very senior, all of them very, very serious about Krishna consciousness. They're all very conscious that we have to give this life in Krishna's service. So yeah, I'm very fortunate to have such serious, dedicated disciples. And it just struck me, this young Mataji was saying she keeps the photo of Vrsabhanu Tanaya Mataji. So generally people, they keep photos of their guru like this. Someone takes sannyas and then they think, oh yeah, he's very exalted Vaishnava. But there are some devotees who they have no position, but still people automatically recognize them as great devotees just by their own qualities. So in some ways, those devotees, that by their own qualities, everyone can recognize they're great devotees. So for those young devotees who had the association of Vrsabhanu Tanaya Mataji, that's a great treasure for your whole life. You can remember her. Guaranteed, everyone is going to face many difficulties in their life. The world is getting worse, not better. The whole situation in the world is just horrible. So, I'm not cursing you. I'm just making a statement of fact that practically we can all expect to face many, many difficult situations in our life. Especially those who are young. Materially, they can't have. There's not much to look forward to. There's not much to hope for. So we take to Krishna consciousness. We hold on to we're just singing. We hold on to the lotus feet of Nityananda. We hear about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda. But in some ways it may seem somewhat remote. We hear about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda performing Sankirtan in Bengal 500 years ago. So we can meditate on their transcendental pastimes. But in this present life we're living in a very different situation. But if you've had the association of great devotees even in this most unlikely kind of situation. So throughout your life, in all the situations that you face, you can remember her. Those whose life, you feel that she's touched your life, you can remember her. You can think that, what would she want me to do? What would she advise me to do in different situations? And try to be like her. Everyone has the unique personality. But whatever those qualities that you've been so much impressed by, you try to imbibe them also. Not by imitation. You might think, all right, I'll be like her. All right, I'll be the advisor to everyone. Practically she was like, and she gave advice to everyone. She wasn't appointed to do so. But devotees would accept that advice. She commanded respect. She did not demand respect. And people took what she said seriously because they could appreciate that she had something to offer them. She was actually qualified to instruct them. So, a very elevated soul, no doubt. And those whose lives have been touched by her association, you can feel yourself to be blessed. And that includes me. She had written to me. Generally, she didn't, when I came, she didn't come to see me much. When like devotees come for darshan, she wouldn't come much. She would come to me and say that I'm very happy in Krishna's service, I don't want to take up your time, and like that. But definitely she had great faith in me, warranted or unwarranted, she had great faith. And she wrote this Vyasa Puja offering, but she passed away before that was published. And she was expressing also that she was very concerned about the direction of our movement.
In the offering or just?
Yeah, in the offering. She was seeing many things which were not in line with Prabhupada's teachings. And she expressed appreciation to myself that I just wanted to stick to what Prabhupada had taught us. So Hare Krishna.